Greetings, Taurus, Sun, Moon, Rising, Venus, and Jupiter. Okay, so there are many different Tauruses here that I'm speaking to, per usual, but it seems like this week it's a little more wide. So be patient with me as I get through all the Tauruses that I'm speaking to. For my single Tauruses, you are being told that anyone coming towards you in the next few months is just going to kind of hold you back. You have a lot of testosterone coming towards you for my single Taurans. You're being told diamonds are a girl's best friend, not men. Roses are a girl's best friend. If you know, that's the toy. For some of my Taurans, you're being told that the perfect person for you is actually someone who is across the country and another country, across the sea, across the pond. Isn't that like a British term? They could be British. They could be very busy. It does seem like it's someone who has their eye on you, and they also could be in the public eye, or they could be well off or well known in their industry, or if they're not well known, then they could just be someone that is very impactful in their community. They make an impact, and they could have multiple businesses, or they could be at the top of their business, or they could have at least 3 different incomes, and so they're a very busybody. And they're someone who is used to women coming after them, women fighting after them. They're used to having their pick of the draw for the evening. They, know how to be a gentleman, but they haven't really done like monogamous long-term courting. And it's like they like you, they see you, but they know that you are not the type to be on their roster, that you aren't going to put up with that. So they know that they would have to act different, they'd have to put their player ways away. They also know that you're very intuitive. So there's something about you exude an energy of knowing yourself, knowing your worth, and being able to read through the BS. Like your BS odometer is, it works. And they fantasize, they're hopeful, and they just might actually cross the pond to visit you sometime between May and July or August. Now, for my Taurans who are in a relationship, you guys could be traveling. There definitely is a long journey here. You could be moving. For some of my Taurans who are in relationships, if you're a partner and you live separate, like you live in different states, or you are estranged because of your jobs or something, I see there being a good coming together after a period of separation. Could be even 5 weeks, 5 months, or 5 days. There's something here with the number 5. 5s are also changes. Something about the 5th month, which is actually your month, Taurus. Also, you could have Capricorn in your chart or be dealing with a Capricorn. For some of my Taurans, there's something here about needing to, just like the Capricorn reading, needing to not be so possessive, needing to be more generous, needing to be more loosey-goosey, going with the flow. Spirit is really calling you to be water, my friend. It's almost like there's a rigidity that Spirit is going to kind of beat down, or there's a rigidity in someone around you that Spirit needs to beat down for the next step to happen, for the next thing to go on its part. For some of my Taurans, there is a need to separate from an environment, a friend group, perhaps even a relationship, to actually move towards a better place. Could be a place with a lot of waterfalls or water elements, but I am seeing specifically waterfalls. So there is something about that. Also, something could happen over a full moon, or something. Someone from the past could always like come around during a full moon. So you can kind of use your spiritometer to kind of tell when certain people are going to reach out, because it's like someone has a very dependable track record or predictable track record. For some of my Taurans, it's like, how are people talking down about you when they're looking up to you? So just remember that all publicity is good publicity, that haters are actually hidden secret fans, but they're also not very secret, but they are hidden fans because they're obsessed with you, so they're still learning from you. Also, that is how God has a lot of people learn. Remember, Jesus said, and they will hate you because they hated him first. So that's just a part of the walk. It's like, you're doing something right when you have opposition, because if you are fully for something, there's opposition to everything. That's just how we live, sun, moon. So if you're in a gray area, that's the only time that you're not getting opposition, which means that you are not fully for anything. You're not really passionately living for anything. So Spirit is saying the more opposition you have, the more that you are truly in your calling. This is also God testing you to see if you're ever going to fold and be with the sheep, or if you're actually going to stand 10 toes down, even if it means getting fired, even if it means stepping away from the relationship. There's something here where you're your values are at risk. And for some of my Taurans, you have been putting up with and tolerating something that God says is intolerable. And he says that you know that this action, this behavior of this company you work for, of this person you're in a relationship with, of a friend group, is not in his highest calling for you. And it's like there's a calling out of that, and there's an exposure of that, especially in your month, Taurus. You could see this. It really seems like someone you grew up with, or someone that's just been around you. It's someone who feels entitled to your energy. They feel like, maybe you were a part of their bridal party, or they were a part of your bridal party, but it's like you're really going to start to realize who has really done the growth, because spirit growth is so beautiful to watch, but not everyone goes through it. Age doesn't mean more wisdom. It really is what you do with what happens to you, how you transform year to year. And for a lot of my Taurans, you're at this place, having kids, getting married in your 20s, 30s, 40s, 50s, and you're starting to realize that different people evolve at different speeds. And so you're starting to realize that perhaps the old crew that you used to kind of run around with has not really been evolving. And so you don't have room for people that are at your level spiritually, or even when it comes to business wise. Like, the next level is going to require you shedding people at this level so that you have space for a new business partner. For a lot of my Taurans, there is something here about opening a new business, especially around the month of August. But right now, doing all of laying the foundational work. For some of my Taurans, you could also be building a home or just building something. There's an emphasis on building. Bob the Builder, I was hearing. For some of my Taurans, someone here is really wanting to leech onto you who is not emotionally available for you in the past when you were in a previous version of yourself. You're being told, have the attitude you want them to eat, just not at your table. And, talk is cheap. So someone here is going to come back around. They may spit a good game. They may know all the right things to say, but you're being told to just keep them on red, bow out, not respond. No response is a response. For a lot of my Taurans, you are being told shh, so there's a need for you to be quiet during this time. Also, the teacher doesn't talk during the test. So there's something here about sitting more in silence, or the profoundness of silence. Also, that's a really good song by Vargo, Vargo. The song is called Silence. I would listen to that song. Also, you are on the right path to your destiny, which means you're going to have a lot of naysayers who, again, push up against you and try and say, like, you're not this, you're wrong for this, that's not right. And just know that as soon as those people are coming at you, the devil only attacks what he's threatened by. If he wasn't threatened by it, he wouldn't attack it. And he uses these little minions and puppets on strings to attack. So just know that the more of that you get, you're doing something right. So there's something here, I'm hearing, let's give them something to talk about. So for a lot of my Taurans, you're being told to be bold, make that move, step out of your comfort zone, stop being so resistant to change, or else God is just going to, like a lightning bolt, strike you and force this change upon you. There is also something here, again, it came through with Capricorn's reading, and we do have the prison energy here as well. So be cautious, especially if you know a certain group of people that aren't doing things right by the law. It's like there is something here that is going to get caught, that is going to be found out. Even someone that has been getting away with something for 5 to 10 years, it is going to be found out this year. Bless you.